It is important to ask yourself why as often as you can remember it. When you are in your 20s or even your 30s and you're living your life and you are sharing a story about something that happened to you, or you're thinking to yourself that you really enjoyed a particular situation, or something really meant a lot to you, or something actually really hurt your feelings, or you didn't feel like doing something, oftentimes we stop there and we're just like, cool, yep, okay, I'm gonna move forward. I really like that thing, or I didn't really like that thing. But I really think that the critical thing here is to ask yourself like at least one more question of, but why? Why did that thing matter so much to me? I'm gonna give you an example. Today, my husband and I were walking with a lovely lady that I work with, and we were hiking, and so she asked us how we had met on the first date with my husband. So we met on Bumble. The conversation was really easy, and we hit it off right away. Felt really comfortable with him, and I really felt, detached from the outcome. I wasn't like, oh my god, you need to be my next boyfriend. I really kind of felt, yeah, I'm enjoying myself, like let's just see what happens. So we kept chatting, and then later in the night, after probably like a bottle and a half of wine, he was like, hey, can I put on an album for you that I really, really like? And I was like, hell yeah, do it. And he was like, I fucking love Supertramp. And I was like, no fucking way, which I know is kind of hilarious, and many people might be like, hey, that's not like a sign that you need to marry someone, which I know there's a lot more that goes into this. But genuinely, the fact that this man that I just met on a first date wanted to share an album with me, and it was Supertramp, hit a fucking chord for me. I love the band. I grew up listening to the music. So immediately I was just really, really happy, and I think I kissed him for the first time after he asked me if he could play Supertramp. And I'm sharing this because I was thinking about this today of, holy shit, that was such an important moment for me. But I think if he had played a different album, maybe it would have been a different situation. Like, oh, can I play you The Who? I still would have been like, yeah, fucking cool. The Who is a really cool band. But I wouldn't have had the same, reaction for him playing The Who versus Supertramp. And so I was just kind of, thinking this just now. Why did Supertramp matter so much? And it's because of where I am in my life right now in terms of how I'm excavating the most authentic, childlike part of myself, because that's something that I think is absolutely critical to living a good life, is finding your inner child and bringing that forward into everyday life, whether it's creating things or saying yes to things or saying no to things, being in line with how you were and what your energy was like as a child. Because as children, we're so innocent, we haven't really taken on certain narratives or beliefs about ourselves, and we're way less egoistical, and there's so many other amazing things about our childlike selves. It's just kind of like the pure form of us. So if you can get in tune with your childlike self and remember the things that you like and what you loved doing, the activities and things like that, I think that we would be so much happier as adults. And I also think if we're able to show up more childlike in our human relationships, we're more playful, we're more silly, we're goofy. I think that that's just like a recipe for a beautiful, happy life, knowing that shit happens, So anyways, back to Supertramp. I was thinking to myself, well, why the fuck did that matter so much? And I think it's because beyond the surface level of yeah, I grew up listening to Supertramp and Supertramp reminds me of my dad, there's a particular inner child essence that I feel is connected to Supertramp. The purest parts of myself love Supertramp, was dancing to Supertramp on the carpet as a little kid, was screaming. And so I think in some way the reason why it mattered to me so much that he played Supertramp was I was like, I feel really safe here. I feel really safe with this music. I really feel that this music represents me or is really connected to a very authentic part of myself. Now for him, he could have been bringing it forward oh, I just thought this bass was super sick and I wanted to play it for you. I don't have that relationship. And also, he doesn't necessarily need to have that relationship with Supertramp for it to still mean something to me. Maybe for you, you're like, Brenna, this example doesn't fucking matter and also doesn't make sense. But I just wanted to share the importance of asking yourself why, because all it does is it gives you more information about yourself and helps you know yourself better, which I think we actually forget to do, at least myself. I mean, I'm a very I don't know if neurotic is the right word, but I'm a very analytical person. I'm all up in my head trying to understand things all the time. But I also think even me, sometimes like I forget to go a little bit deeper into things and really challenge myself and ask me, okay, but what did you like about that situation specifically? Or what did you not like? I just kind of stop at the, I didn't like that, or I did like that. Dig deep, ask yourself why, and collect that information about yourself. And then you can start building more of a life philosophy for yourself, because Ray Dalio came out with a book called Principles, and I also watched a short or video that he has about principles on YouTube, and it was really about getting to know yourself deeply and understanding your core values and understanding your principles. And when you're faced with different situations in life or different decisions that you have to make, they actually become way less difficult because you know deeply inside yourself who you are, what you value, that you can actually just think about that. You can think to yourself, okay, does this opportunity align with my values? No? Okay, I'm actually not going to go that direction. Or yeah, I actually do feel called to do this because I'm able to give back to people. I'm able to exercise my creativity. I'm able to do XYZ. Okay, I'm going to do that. So I think as you start to build, those principles for your life, that really starts with asking yourself why and digging deeply into things that you experience every single day. It's one thing to listen to something or watch something and to think, yeah, that makes so much sense. And then it's a whole other thing to actually start to see those things forming materially in your life, even if they're in your head and it's self-knowledge. So it's really exciting for me sometimes when I feel like I don't know what decision to make or I'm unsure of something, for me to just ask myself, okay, like, is this aligning with my values? And does it feel good in my body? Yes? Okay, I'm going to continue. And it can be hard when you're young and things are changing all the time and you don't know what the fuck you're doing and you feel really unsure, and maybe you have a lot of like shit to unpack from your younger years. That's definitely me. Like, it's fucking hard. So you also need to give yourself time. You need to give yourself grace. But developing awareness, I think, is such an important part of that piece, because awareness allows you to be present and to be conscious. And from there, you can only go up. Although sometimes it feels really down because working on yourself is fucking hard. Anyways, wanted to share those thoughts. Thanks so much for tuning into this video, and I will see you in the next one.